Good morning, park managers, and welcome back to our Jurassic World Evolution 2 Community Park 10.0. Now, if you'd like to have your ideas put into this park, let me know in the comments what kind of dinosaurs you'd like to see, or other prehistoric creatures, maybe flying, water, or on land, and then give me an indication of what of the kind of enclosure you'd like to see in. Tell me a type of environment, or like a very specific thing that you want around the enclosure or inside the enclosure. And you never know, you might see it in next week's episode of Community Park 10.0. This week we've got Rob Earth, who asked for a small Kentrosaurus family and to be in like a Mediterranean colours in like a lush olive grove. And if you don't know who Rob Earth is someone that makes some really cool modded parks. So he uses mods to make his parks, and some of them look, or not even some, all of them look spectacular. And definitely a channel I do enjoy watching for these modded parks. I haven't got into modding myself and doing things like that, but honestly the inspiration for these parks is absolutely incredible. I definitely recommend going to check him out and seeing what all his park builds are about. Anyways, let's get into this. So my idea behind it with using his like common was I'm going to do a hotel area with this olive grove leading down to the main enclosure. We're also going to be putting a smaller olive grove inside the enclosure itself. I thought we may as well theme all the way around, or not all the way around it, but a good chunk leading up to the enclosure as well. So I thought, you know what, like I always feel like vineyard holidays are always great. I mean, this ain't a wine vineyard, this is going to be an olive grove, but I mean, olives, they are a beautiful plant. The trees look absolutely lovely and they are delicious to eat. You can imagine going to the hotel, you go and get like a bread platter with different flavored olive oils that have been grown on this like olive grove just down below, and you get to walk the olive grove, you know, enjoy yourself. It's a nice little holiday. It's building up that imagination, adding that little bit of storytelling to the enclosure. And then once you've gone, you've had your nice little holiday experience in the hotel, you've walked through the groves, and right there at the bottom will be our Kentrosaurus enclosure. And I feel like it's just a nice bit of scenery, a bit of storytelling leading up to this enclosure build. And you know, olive groves, they are just stunning. Have you ever seen like an olive grove? If not, go and Google it, have a look at some pictures, and they look quite beautiful to look at. Anyways, with our enclosure, I'm going to be having 3 main viewing galleries that look down onto the enclosure itself. We're going to have a bit of a moat to separate the viewing galleries from the Kentrosaurus. They are pretty spiky. You won't want your guests getting spiked by these, as that's a lawsuit all on its own. So we're thinking about guest safety here, but they can go and enjoy our cute little family that we're going to be adding to this enclosure. Now, I went for quite a basic shape, adding curved walls and still having at the back like a off-show area where the keepers can keep them off-show, and as well they have like a little bit of a private zone so the Kentrosaurus aren't feeling like they're being watched all the time. Now with the moat, this is also going to be their main source of drinking. It's going to bring them to the front of the enclosure, and I just separated off with like a load of desert rocks, which I feel like adds for quite a nice bit of scenery. We have like a big beach on the other side, which I'm going to be adding loads of different types of what do you call them now, like aloe veras, I've forgotten the names, aloe veras and century plants, just to make it interesting. We have this like little foresty tree area hill with loads of rocks and different plants growing on, and then we're going to be adding our food source, and that is going to be the olive grove. So it looks like they're going for olives for food, and it's just, you know, kind of interesting. It drags them around the enclosure a bit, having food sources and water sources here, there and everywhere, and it just should make for some interesting look. We're adding a little bit of path work here and there using dirt to make it very noticeable that that area gets treaded a bit. And in the staff area, because obviously there's a lot of olive groves going on, we're going to be needing a lot of fertilizer and things like that. So I make this fake compost heap, and this is like a big area for the staff to get to work with, looking after the Kentrosaurus as well as looking after the environment that they live in, and also the big olive grove near the hotels. Anyways, that is it for the building. Let's get on to the montage. Now, he did ask for the Camp Cretaceous skin, and it looks really cool. Like the pierce is really big for a Kentrosaurus and looks kind of interesting. Now, this is one of the ones that we've got here, and it's just sleeping, and it's quite scenic, sleeping next to the moat with the viewing galleries in the background. And we have our other one just walking through the olive grove, getting ready to go and eat something. Now, when you mention family, you think parents and children. Now, this is one of the few dinosaurs we get to do this, and it looks really cool. Is we are going to be adding also the normal Kentrosaurus skin as juveniles, as little babies, as a little family. We have 2 adults and 3 children. And I think it looks really cute that you can do that in the game. Obviously, we don't have babies, so we're going to have to do a little bit of make-believe with some species where they have larger skins or slightly different skins where we can make it look like there's different ages within the enclosure. And this is just one of those species that you can do it with. And it looks absolutely incredible. Like, it's just adorable. Like, you see the adults and the little babies running around. I hope that Rob likes this and doesn't mind that I've used some of like the non-Camp Cretaceous skins for this build, but I feel like it definitely builds that family kind of vibe and just adds a lot to the enclosure itself, a fair bit of character, a little bit of storytelling. So we got, you know, like I said here, the staff area compost to help with the growth and like the upkeeping of all this olive groves and things like that. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.